Hello and welcome back to All Under Heaven. A quick one from the comments before we get started, which is, there is a decision that you can look for. If you're looking to be promoted whilst you hold land, there's a choice in decisions called Resume New Appointments. I'm assuming we don't need to do anything with that. The reason I'm assuming that is if we have a look down our decisions, you'll see that we do not have any decision called Resume New Appointments, at least as far as I can tell, unless I'm missing something. But we do have one which is Refuse Further Appointments. So what I'm assuming is we are currently already set to allow ourselves to get new appointments, which is good, and that's where we want to be. However, we have a bigger problem. The bigger problem is that we are currently 43rd in line for duchies and 53rd in line for kingdoms, which basically means that, you know, we're so far back that it doesn't matter right now, right? We'd have to get 42 other people to not be in line for us to be able to get ahead. And it's not like increasing our candidate score would help either, because we can only overcome the next 3 candidates. If we go and have a look here, you'll see that we can only overcome these people who are 5th merit rank, and then it's 3rd merit rank all the way up here, right? So this is the best piece of land that we're getting for now. And to be honest, this was always going to happen, and the reason it was always going to happen is the fact that most people are Han culture. Han culture means that you have cultivation. Cultivation means that you live 5 years longer. If you're living 5 years longer, you're getting more merit. We started with a very, very low amount of merit, as in 0, while other people started with a little bit of it. They're currently far ahead, and they're going to live longer, and the people who currently hold the land are not dying either. So you've got people who are accumulating large amount of merit just by existing. You got people who are holding on to the land because they're not dying, which means that nobody is inheriting anything because no people are dying. What's I think going to happen, and the way that this is going to work in this kind of area, is there's going to be it's going to work in waves. So you're going to have a whole bunch of people holding land for a huge amount of time, then they're all going to die off at roughly the same time within like 10 years of each other. Whole new wave of people inherit land, and then you're going to run into the same issue again. You're going to sit there waiting, building up, wave of deaths, wave of people getting land, and then it will continue happening like that again and again and again. The only way that there would be a huge amount of land available is if there was, say, a plague or something. If that happens, all of a sudden, huge amount of titles become available, and lots of people who are a little less qualified can actually take them. Which, historically, I guess that kind of makes sense for how things might work, right? It kind of makes a level of sense. So, yeah, I don't hate it. It just means that right now we're kind of in a lull. It also means that you're probably going to inherit, unless there's some kind of natural disaster that kills off a ton of people, or a plague or whatever. You're probably going to inherit when you're a lot older, which is interesting, unless you're like way ahead, unless you're kind of a super child who's got all of the exams passed and is just generating merit. It's going to take you a while. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, we're still pushing up our estate as well. Once our estate becomes a little bit better, that's going to make it so that whichever characters we play as gain merit a lot quicker, and then they're just advanced up the ranks much further than we are, because we started from basically nothing. So, I mean, we're only 35 as well. With us living 5 years longer at least, I mean, we've got plenty of time. We've also got plenty of time because we're thinking about going down whole of body, which means that we're going to have even more health, which means with the added life expectancy, we're just going to be around for years. Like, we could easily hit 100 and without there being much trouble, in which case we're, like, you know, we're just over a third of our way into our life. No problem. Anyway. Right. What else was I going to do? Ah, yes. Something I thought might be interesting to do is I think we might start focusing a little bit on the house relations thing and try and make some actual inroads with a house. Because our children are reaching the age where we might want to start thinking about marriage for some of them. Are we thinking... Actually, we might be thinking about getting a guardian for you. You can be educated... Actually, wait a second. The guardian's probably going to go to our son. Never mind, you can just be educated by our court tutor. I was thinking we only really have one guardian right now, who is our intelligent wife. Everyone else might as well be educated by the court tutor, because we don't really have any, like, differentiation between them. But what I was thinking is, what we might want to do is pick just a house that we want to interact with, and just continually interact with them, right? Just make a concerted effort to continually interact with a house and see whether we can actually make inroads. So I think we might go for House Lee here. I think that this might work for us a little bit. They're currently our liege and our elder, although actually their house doesn't have a lot. They only have 2 living members. Maybe I should pick a house with more living members, potentially. Also, he's about to die of pneumonia and he's betrothed. Okay, I picked a horrible first choice. You know what we should do? What we should do is look for a family. Actually, let's look for a family who's within our dynastic cycle thing, as in the political movement. Let's look for a powerful family in the same political movement as us. Can I see everyone who's in it? So you are part of the pro-song movement. So if I click this, well, that's dynastic cycle interactions. That's not what I want to look for. How do I... So I can do this. That shows you movement power. And you can see what movement they're parts of. Oh, okay. What's the difference between movement power and personal? Is this a split or something? Like, this is how much movement power they... Oh, is this by their movement power? If I go to personal, does it change the list? Oh, wow. In terms of personal movement power, we're actually really high up. Wow. Interesting, because we got Immaculate Sage. Ah, because we completed that. Interesting. That's actually very interesting, that in terms of, like, power to shift movements, we're very high up there. Huh. But it's only within the pro-song movement, but still. Anyway, I was thinking we should maybe pick somebody. We need to find somebody who's part of a house that's got some members. None of these houses have members, but maybe House Han here? Maybe this guy? Maybe House Han, we see whether we can get some links with him. Let's see what he got. He's got a son who's 11, and he's got a son who's 4. Maybe we could try marrying off our daughters? Let's see whether he'll take them. So I would like... Let's say our 4-year-old daughter, Gong, I would like her to marry your 4-year-old son called Ji Wei. I mean, obviously they've got a negative congenital trait, but that doesn't actually matter for us because they're all going to be of their dynasty anyway. This will raise our house relation. Okay. Let's ask for this. And it's going to get her some extra prestige for doing this. Not that that matters much either, but let's do that. Let's pick him as the person who we're going to butter up. Right, and then I think we're just going to unpause, right? Yep. Okay. So we've now improved our house relations, so I can see them in here. So this is House Han, right? Yeah, there we go. So we're neutral with them currently, but we have actually moved it slightly. We have a relation. It just, yeah, it's 10% towards cordial. Okay. Maybe I could marry off my other daughter to you, or one of my other daughters to you. There we go. Yeah, and he'll accept this as well. Okay. Let's marry off a couple of our daughters to his house. So other members of your house have you, or dynasty, well, yeah, for your house do you have left? So we're marrying off to them. You're unmarried, but you're also 26. Uh-huh. Yeah, and then we have a bunch of elder ones here. Fair enough. Let's just see what we can do with that. So they say yes. Our house relations have improved, and we're still neutral. Okay. But we're going to keep at it. We're going to keep at it. We need a lot more to push us further along that path, but we've got a connection now. So let's see what we can do. That's going to be our little project, basically. Reflections for the future. I'm drawn to a nearby temple by the faint claps of worshippers as they beseech Buddha for good fortune. It's been some time since I've had an opportunity for prayer and reflection. What should I focus on the years to come? My health gives a strengthened body, which I don't think matters because we are already at good health, right? This isn't gonna do anything for us. Dynastic favor. We can increase our renown. Okay. But that's only 5%. There's 5% of the renown that we are generating, which I guess, well, actually, does that go into the houses? That must go into the houses renown. That must go into the 5% here, but even then it's like 5% of 0.39, which is not a lot. It's basically nothing. Okay. The prosperity of our family is of utmost importance, so I get stewardship and monthly income. Okay. Well, that's fine. Monthly income going up by 5% is not a lot. Or all I need is favor from Buddha. It's one of the weird ones where piety kind of makes more sense because we're actually getting some value, but I'll take the stewardship because it's a point. It's an actual stat point, which is useful as well. So, yeah, I mean, we saw the money go up, so that's good. I can request treasury. He'll accept. Wonderful. Right, and I can request that these guys support a local examination. War declared on Liege. We have another peasants' revolt. Okay. Also, the peasants' revolt appears to be over here in lands near where we used to hold, which makes a lot of sense because they had a lot of negative popular opinion. Okay, concubine falls pregnant. Was that, that's not slow concubine. Oh, okay. I can join a local examination. Where is it? That's to the north. We don't go north. Right. There's a grand tournament being held somewhere. Apparently it's the Emperor's Grand Tournament. And any ideas where that is? Let's see. I wouldn't arrive in time, apparently. Ah, Emperor of Great Liao. Oh, I was looking our lands. But of course ours is not an emperor. Ours is a Huangdi. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, that's way too far away. And also I can't help but notice it's north. Right. Let's hold a local examination. It's free. And we'll hold our own examination. Right, we'll go for the max that we can, because why not? It's free. We could do favoritism, but we still don't have house members actually taking an examination, so that's fine. We'll scout talent. Let's go. Okay. I'm no longer a court musician? Oh no, I lost my income. That's horrible. Well, I guess it doesn't matter that much. I lost a very small amount of income, but that's fine. Also, we are getting very close to 4th rank, something that means almost nothing, because there appears to be nobody in 4th rank currently. Everyone's somewhere between 5th and 3rd, but nobody is 4th, which is weird. Although, I guess it's not weird if they passed, maybe they passed, most of them passed the palace examination here, so they either jumped from 5th to 3rd using the extra merit from the palace one, or they failed it and stayed in 5th, which I guess would make a lot of sense because we passed it maybe a little bit early. So yeah, and first try, but we were almost in 5th, so I guess we could have maybe jumped if we'd waited. Anyway, most favorable candidate. We're gonna go with the same thing that we went with last time. Ones who have virtues in the Confucianism will get bonuses. I brought you this humble gift from my home province, Prefect. Let's say I will enjoy this and lower my stress. Also, almost nobody is taking this. I just noticed that. There's only 3 people in my examination. Alright, well, whatever. Yeah, it's fine, I guess. Guess everybody went to the other examination that just started, so... Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! You inherited the province of Gao Liang and 2 other titles from Governor Li Kan. Are we a duke? I think we just... Yeah, I lost Jian Chang. Okay, well, I'm definitely in line for titles. Okay. Finish our examination. Yeah, where's my new land? Whoa, 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 where is it? Wow, it's all the way down here. You see, this is why I wasn't wanting to move my estate around. Oh, wow. How did we even get that? Were we not 42nd in line? I guess they can give it to anyone, technically, but... Was I not 42nd in line? I guess not. Alright. Anyway, we now hold a duchy. That's cool. Ah, you see, now we have resumed new appointments. If we wanted to make ourselves available, we could. Oh, it could be that some of them were refusing appointments, so they were above us in the list, but they were refusing things. I'm happy for to have a duchy for a while. A duchy is something that we can work with. Apparently there's a dangerous faction with a peasants rebel faction here already. Alright, who's our liege? Our liege is this guy, Intendant Su Mengrong, who is a member of the advancement movement. Okay. Also, we've moved. Our son is in our capital. Okay. Capital, 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 capital. Wonderful. Okay. Well, none of them went traveling with us, so I guess that kind of makes sense. But still. Cool. Okay. So we're in somewhere completely different now. Also, I bet I get no credit for that city that we paid for. But I guess we paid for it with treasury, which doesn't matter because it was treasury that wouldn't carry over to this title. This guy currently holds a title. I guess we could take it off of him. So what do we actually have? We have Lao Zhou. We have Wuchun. We have we have Laogo and Gaozhou, which I didn't realize was going to be a problem for me. Right, in terms of saying it. Okay. We could take the city holdings if we wanted them. Like, there's nothing stopping us taking these city holdings. We also have a vassal here. Yeah, so he holds Leizhou. Okay, I'm happy refusing appointments, I think, for now. So we'll keep that where it is. I'm going to take this city holding, which I should be able to just do, right? I should be able to just revoke it. Yeah. It moves our house relation to quarreling, but that's fine. Okay. Which now gives me that title. I can then do the same thing here, so I can do the exact same thing. And you can revoke their appointments because they are simply people who hold what's called a barony tier title. So, because they hold a city holding, we can just take it. So that's cool. And we're allowed to hold it as well, which is perfectly acceptable. So, that means that we're now at 5 of 6. It would be ideal if we could grab like that, but we can't. We aren't allowed the temple holding, but we could potentially build a new holding, like a new city or a new castle if we wanted it, and then we would have 6 of 6. How much are we being paid? We're being paid 0.7 now. Alright, it's going up. I can join the local examination that's happening right here if I wanted to. I don't know if I want to right now. I want to figure out what we can do about this peasants faction, actually. So, that's being held by you. Why do you hate me? Upset over conversion. Yeah, fair enough. And cultural acceptance. Well, let's start by promoting cultural acceptance. And I guess I should also try and convert. Even though they're upset over conversion, I think us trying to convert is good here. It's at 100 control here. This one is not, but it doesn't matter. Okay. That's fine. But yeah, so I'm going to try and do that. And if we convert it, then the upset over conversion disappears because they're no longer upset because they've converted. I can't put you on here and remove that negative, can I? Yeah, it's not counted as corruption. Yeah, if one of these red ones is counted as corruption, you can remove it by doing that. I didn't know that for a while, but yeah, you can. That's pretty useful, even if it's at 100 control. But yeah, we can't do that. Okay, let's figure out what we're doing next. It says I should grant a temple to someone. Yeah, I'm not going to hold Wuchan in a second. Let's just wait a second for that to fix itself. The governance of Gaoliang. With the passing of Governor Li Kan, who was murdered... He was murdered? By Governor Han Zhong Ho. Oh. I see. Well, okay. It was announced the governance of the Gaoliang province now falls to me. Long nights of lobbying and favour chasing have at last paid off. I am told that my selection as the new governor was all but a foregone conclusion. Having received my regalia and taken oaths of office, I can at last move to my provincial seat at Dianbai and begin my tenure proper. So I can try and be a diligent governor who builds things. Alright. I can inspect the lands immediately and get free inspection, or there's no time to waste. I'll choose inspect immediately. Okay. This person's passed me as next in line for a different duchy title, presumably because I have a duchy title. Okay, cool. So what does this... okay. So this... Oh right, cannot be appointed for 5 years, but can be removed with resume new appointments. Oh, so if you hold somewhere for 5 years, this just goes away. Oh... Okay, so that might be why I didn't have the decision, because we might have held the previous one for 5 years. I can't remember if we did or didn't. What I'm wondering is, why did we inherit if we're so far down in line? Because we're 43rd in line. Okay. When a higher prominence measures how appealing a title is for candidates on the candidate list. You'll only be appointed to a new one if it has a higher prominence becomes available. Hold 17th most prominent title of this tier. So, is it because I hold a low prominent... Ah, this is it. So it's because I hold a low prominence title. That's why some people are not in line. Because like this guy's probably not in line because his title is a higher prominence title. But he would be further up for a duchy title in general. Okay. Some of them could be refusing appointments as well. What's this one? Can't be appointed for 4 years. Oh, so some of them are in the line of succession but have a cooldown as well. So, okay, so that's how you can be in line. So basically it's like, it tells you where you are on the list, assuming that everybody's willing to take a title or able to take a title. But, not everybody's willing or able, which pushes you further up the line. I understand, I think. But you could also, I'm just saying, can you look at a current title and just see who's next in line? So if I look at your province title, yeah, so you can see individuals are in line to titles. So could I see where I am in line for this title? Not that I think I should be in line for the title necessarily. No. How would I know if a title is like better or worse? How do you see the ranking of titles? Because it says ours is 17th, right? So how do I know if a title is a higher rank? I mean, I'm guessing that this one's a higher rank because its taxes are insane. Let's have a look at this one. I guess we're not in line to anything right now, technically. Yeah. Okay, but are there like candidate score stuff for individual titles? Like Dong Zongfu is next in line for that one. Is he next in line for this one as well? Dong Zongfu. Yes. Okay, so this is literally just yeah, so this is the same as this one. Okay, but you can see it on the title. So yeah, I guess we must have just been lucky. There must have just been people ahead of us who were unwilling to take the title. That's fair. Whatever. Okay. Works for me. Right, what are we doing next? I guess we're chilling and waiting for Wu Chan to be given away to our Hang whatever. Or He Shang. There we go. Wait. You appointed as governor of this. No, I think that's a weird message. I think that's an incorrect message. I think the message should have been that you have now been given this land, which is fine. And now, he is going to pay us money from that land, which increases the amount of money that we're earning. Because now we get money from church holdings, because he has church holdings. One thing I just want to check, actually, on our old piece of land. Okay, yeah, so that land was given back. Although, what's interesting is there's no leasee of that land. Wait, is there a leasee of any land over here? Huh, interesting. So none of this land has any leasees. You would assume that they would, though, because this person's the same culture and religion as us, so he can't hold that land directly. So why doesn't he have a leasee? I think the AI is doing some weird stuff. I think that might be something they've done to reduce the number of characters who are hanging around. But maybe I'm wrong on that guess. Okay. Cool. This still exists. Our military power is almost non-existent, which is the main problem here. Because he's around, he's increasing our... Oh, through alms and pacification, which is a Diana clergy thing, that increases popular opinion. Oh, okay. One thing I was thinking is there's one of these that increases control, right? Increases control growth, but not popular opinion. Hey, I can have a eunuch attendant now. Okay, well we hired him to be a eunuch attendant. We can have him in here. Does it do anything for us? I don't think so. No, I don't think it does anything for us. Unless there's something else that comes from it. To see if we have anything in here that's useful. Anything that will help us with popular opinion is ideal. Don't think we have any of that sort of stuff, fortunately. Yeah. Okay, well, it's worth having a look. Trying to think other things that could increase popular opinion. I guess we could do the inspection. That may allow us to solve some issues. Let's do an inspection of our capital. Yeah. And we'll do a max inspection. With the overseer intent. Let's do that. Right. We've arrived. Wonderful. My goal is to improve popular opinion. I have a new son. My new son shall be called... CE. Alright. Cool. There's nothing special about him, but he is a perfectly acceptable son. Person of interest to you drank himself to death. So you're like now another member of that house who I care about. And you're betrothed to my daughter. Okay. So we'll just keep you in our head as somebody who we're going to continue trying to interact with in the future. Regular irregularities. Going through the taxes taken by my local stewards and viceroys, I noticed clear discrepancies between what's been recorded in certain areas and what I've received. Irrelevant of who exactly is at fault, it's clear someone needs to pay. The locals have already paid their due, but they are easier to squeeze than the ones actually responsible. So I can say the nobles will pay, which lowers vassal opinion. Okay. One-time tax on the locals will make popular opinion go down, or I will let it slide. I'll make the nobles pay their due. Okay. The people of Gaozhou. As part of my efforts to improve our standings with the people of Gaozhou, I've set aside the day to travel through the city and meet with the locals. Though they have some reservations at first, we see a large group of locals who want to come over to tell us about their problems. If I have an opportunity, I will talk about local levies, so we can improve the levies here. Or the great impression I have, and that can make us a popular ruler. Let's try that. Okay, did that not work? No it did. We got popular ruler, plus 20. Okay, we're getting there. Peasants' rabble has been disbanded. We got rid of the faction. Wonderful. We did get a lowered success chance event as well, but hey, we got rid of the faction. Conclusion? Oh, fantastic. We have seen a significant rise in popularity among the locals of Gaozhou, to the point that some apparently use the "be like you" Xingfang as an idiom. It was only a matter of time before they learned to appreciate their betters. Hopefully they will remember this the next time some pointless little issue comes up. So we get inspected levies for 15 years, which increases our levy size by 15%, which is whatever, because we don't really have an army. We get 50 popular opinion here, which is crazy. We also get 5 general opinion. We experience in the governor trait. We get 100 merit and 50 gold and a greatly improved salary. Wow. That's a lot. That's a very, very good event for us. So people here actually like us now. Like, they really, really, really like us. That's cool. Alright. Well, that went almost as well as it could have. Alright. Well, time to meditate in seclusion. See you guys later. Right. Let's maybe go to these rolling hills. It's safe and easy, and I'll get theological insights. Although I haven't got anything from this so far, so... Let's see. House relation improves. Yu Fang cordial relation improved. Yu Zero became friends with Fang Ziyi. So my daughter became friends with this person. And this is your family. Okay. So let's try and be friends with the Fang family. Yeah, let's continue that. Should I also... I guess I should also care about this Lee family as well. The only problem with the Lee family is there's nobody... Oh yeah, it was this one. The one that was like, oh yeah, we should be friends with them. And then there's like nobody left alive. Alright. Anyway, these are our cordial families. We'll keep them on the side and try and keep an eye on them. The Lee, the Han, and the Fang family. We'll see what we can do. I don't know if we have any major options for anything to do with them, but the more that we keep noticing it, the more I think it's going to matter. Okay, new governance issue. Tutor is educating my child. Oh, I can't do this until we get back anyway. Okay. You finished meditating yet? I became best friends with Wan Li. Oh, alright, a lowborn. Interesting. And I have a daughter called Guanding. This is my wife's daughter. And she is quick. That's kind of cool. Okay. Right. Trying to think how I can use my best friend relationship. I don't really have a great answer. Hey! The clear view from the hilltops in Shillong lended themselves well to pensive reflection. Meditating in isolation, I was suddenly struck with an epiphany. The presence of man in the world and how we fit into natural order, another piece of the universal puzzle put into place. So I get 1 learning increase. Alright, cool. And we improved our skill in meditation further. Find Elder. Oh, interesting. To the benevolent Yu Xingfang, your virtues and wit are known all under the heaven. I'm seeking advice and patronage from you. Be thankful to become your humble disciple. So, Xiao Rulin would like to become my disciple. Okay. Okay, I accept. Is there anything we can do now that you've become our disciple? To link our houses? Maybe I could marry off one of my daughters to a son? And maybe one of my sons to your daughter? Do I have a son who would be suitable? I could marry off Yu Anren. I wanted to Xiao Qing. Would that be Qing Chan? Because I think you're meant. Is that not meant to be a CH or something? Someone was saying. Anyway, let's marry you to my son. That seems fine. Yeah, he's probably not going to be our heir anyway. We might as well use it to test house relations. Fantastic. We're up to cordial. Right. I can make a request to my disciple to increase my candidacy score. Or to give me that, or to give me a courtier. I could say, hey, give me this courtier. Okay. You know what? I'm going to ask for a courtier. Give me a courtier. We need more people in our court. Also, dam and disrepair. I'm busy meditating. Absent instruction. The matter that the head of the household must tend to, or matters the head of the household must tend to, are endless, and today my responsibilities meant I was unable to oversee Wen Hang Zhang's daily lesson. Returning late in the evening, I find Wen Hang Zhang at his desk, deep in diligent study. Startled by my footsteps, he looks up and beams proudly at me. You're here, look how much I've done. Oh yeah, this is our ward as well. Maybe this is a good dynasty to try and connect to. Yeah, we'll keep you tagged as well. I'll let you be diligent. Yeah, because this is the one this is the guy we were asked to educate. Also, he's still in the wrong province, but I think he's in the older wrong province because he was before the patch. So I don't know if we can really judge how much of a wrong province he's in. Anyway, does he have any family members we can marry off to? Could try and marry my unmarried daughter, like Zero. Could try and marry that to his sister. Oh, sorry, to his brother. Yeah, would you marry... Actually, would he marry her? Yeah, he'd say yes to that one. Alright, let's do it. Right. I've concluded my meditation. Wonderful. We can now do other stuff, which is what we want to do. Invited to the capital examination. It's a little far away, unfortunately. Yeah, to get there on time, I have to do that. No, we're not doing that. Okay, let's do this. Decaying dam. A vital dam in Shillong is in a state of dire disrepair, and the consequences could be catastrophic if the situation is not addressed promptly. This would be no small undertaking, however, and the bulk of our budget is already accounted for elsewhere. For something more than a temporary solution, we should find some way to bring the costs down. So I can compel labor from Shillong. I can spend money and get appreciative populace. Or we'll need to appropriate what we can from the local merchants. I'll take it from the merchants. Yeah, that was successful. That's good. And we're now level 2 as a governor. Gives us more diplomacy and influence. Wonderful. Right. Whoa. Ward killed in siege. Okay. Well, he was killed in the siege over here. Well, he's no longer our ward, I guess. Alright, well, there goes that potential alliance. Yeah, so people were wondering what the issue with people being in other courts was. That's the issue. This is a siege that we are completely unrelated to. There's nothing about us which has caused us to be involved in this. We're not at war. We don't know any of the people involved. But because he was in technically the wrong location on the map, he could be killed by an event that targets the location, like a siege, even though he was in theory at my court, but he was at my court in the wrong location. That's the issue with the locations being wrong, and that's why it's really annoying if it goes wrong. Like, most of the time it doesn't matter, but when it does matter, you're left with like, oh, my ward was randomly killed. There was literally nothing I could do about it. I couldn't even invite him to my court, right? Because he's an unrelated minor. I guess maybe I could have tried to find the activity he could have gone to. But I think when we previously tested it with activities, sometimes they reverted and went to the right court afterwards. And sometimes they just went straight back to the wrong location, which was weird. Anyway, yeah, bit odd. But with that, I think I'm going to end the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.